session at Jerusalem's Gate. We got to do something different instead of the normal screen capture. We decided to do it on video. I just did a long video on Ezekiel and the book of Joel, and it got messed up. So I had to redo it. So that'd be the next Bible study. So we'll look forward to that. But let's just do a recap about what's going on. For one thing, the most important thing is we got North Korea to worry about. North Korea yesterday, and it's in my last video, had 5 demands, or wants, for lack of better terms, that he wanted. One of them was to get rid of his nuclear weapons. I think that should throw a monkey wrench in the whole situation. That's the whole purpose of the dispute, is his nuclear weapons. I think he's very dangerous with nuclear weapons. Does he have the hydrogen bomb? Perhaps, most likely he has a hydrogen bomb. And it's known now that his technology is better than what we thought, and he has shrunken the nuclear elements of the bomb to fit on the tip of the cone of ICBM, and his ICBMs can reach perhaps Chicago, maybe even New York. So we have North Korea. One of his things, his wants, was to get all U.S. troops out of South Korea. Now that could be a trick. If you take the U.S. armed forces and equipment out of South Korea, and North Korea decides to invade South Korea, I have confidence in South Korea. I'm not saying they're a weak nation, but I think that the North would overpower them if you take the United States and our equipment out of South Korea. I just really do. And that's nothing against the South Koreans by any stretch of imagination. The South Koreans are resilient, wonderful people. But I think that the power of the North would be too overwhelming for him. He didn't want no more drills, war games around his area. He did list one thing, and I think he listed this to make him sound enticing, was to put a formal end to the Korean War. And I think he put that in there as to make the whole package look like a good package to buy. And so you know, we had the North Korea situation. You have India that's having interruptions and disputes with China on the border, and India borders with China. Has got a small border with China. Now, if anybody has not studied India lately, India is in a process of remodelizing their army, and they have a large army. India does, and they are in a process of remodelize their army. And we have we have China. What really gets me is China said they would intervene if Korea, that they would stay neutral only if North Korea doesn't strike the mainland. It doesn't say like Hawaii or Guam. It says if North Korea strikes the mainland, then China will stay neutral. But anything other than that, then they would defend North Korea. Now, what really perturbs me is that China is a rich nation and a successful nation because of the United States. When Clinton did that trade agreement back when Clinton was president, he thought it would open up the China to all our goods. Well, it did just the opposite. Our factories started closing down and moved to China with less regulations, less payroll, and mainly for less regulations. And that's why I think President Trump has decreased regulations some, because we were losing factories over it. Now, we have to be environmentally sound, don't get me wrong, but we also have to remember that we can't put too many restrictions on companies that make them want to leave. So it really upsets me that China, the next time you go somewhere, like go to Walmart, the next time you go to Walmart, pick whatever you buy and pick it up and read where it's from. Next time you buy a pair of shoes or something, or a shirt, read where it comes from, especially plastic material. Read where it comes from. Probably 90% of it comes from China. And if they're going to defend Korea under those circumstances, I think we need to do some kind of trade restrictions with them. We had a terrorist attack yesterday. It's also on one of my last vlogs. I think it's my last vlog I just did, last video I just did on Jerusalem Gate, of a female terrorist attacking a Jewish man just walking down the street. I got a video of it. It's on the video on the last video on my channel. Just pulled out a knife and started stabbed the man in his shoulder and was going for more until the man finally ran away from her. And she was a female Arab terrorist. And they raided her house and found a computer and cell phones and stuff like that. We don't know if she's connected to any major terrorist groups or not. But we had that. We had the riots in Virginia. What's going on in Virginia? Just terrible. Hatred from both sides. You can't say one side was violent and the other side was not violent. Both sides were violent, and you can't get anywhere by violent protests. I can assure you that. You can't do anything fruitful doing it by violence. So much is going on in the world. We got Japan to worry about. With North Korea. But that's a quick glance at the news, what's been covered in the news the last week. I pray that my country draws close to God, because that's what's going to really save us, is God, and getting closer to God, and bringing God back in our schools, workplace, and government, and stop passing these crazy laws and have absolutely nothing to do with human rights atrocities. And God will Himself go out and fight our battles for us. So with that in mind, I close with another request. I ask if the Lord has touched your heart to please subscribe. We do not make any money off this channel, Jerusalem's Gate. We do it strictly for the love of getting the news out with a Christian perspective, and but it helps in our coverage if you have a certain amount of subs. So it would definitely be helpful. We're trying to do a good job for you, and we'll always try to do a good job for you. With that instead, I go ahead and close. I pray that God watches over you and your family and protects you and your family. Amen. God bless you.